Stop scrolling right now. I mean it. Do not let your finger touch that screen. The end is truly here, and what happens next will shatter the reality of those who doubted you. Out of every single person on the internet right now, you are the final one chosen to receive this exact frequency. If you walk away now, you will miss the greatest reversal of your entire bloodline. This message finding you is not some random algorithm. Heaven has literally paused its regular order just to bring this prophetic word to your screen. At exactly midnight tonight, an ancient seal that has held your destiny captive is going to crack wide open. You have been waiting for this exact moment for 5 long years. Do not skip this. I said the end is here, but I did not mean the end of your life or your hope. I mean the absolute end of the suffering that has drained your soul. The end of the financial drought. The end of the endless cycle of struggle. The people who mocked your faith are about to watch your entire life flip upside down. Before the sun rises tomorrow, a specific spiritual sequence will begin. It will force every closed door to swing open. And within the next 72 hours, a supernatural financial surprise will manifest in your physical hands. But you must listen closely to the instructions I am about to give you. If you leave early, the transfer will move to someone else. My beloved child, I know exactly why you almost scrolled past this message. You are tired. You are so deeply and utterly exhausted. The weight you carry on your shoulders is heavy and very real. And every morning when you wake up, the heaviness is already sitting on your chest before you even open your eyes. You push through it anyway. You smile for them. But inside your spirit, you are barely holding on. I saw you last Tuesday when you sat in your car in the driveway for 20 minutes before going inside. You needed to pull yourself together before facing your family. I saw you staring at your phone in the middle of the night. You were refreshing your bank account at 3 in the morning, hoping the numbers might magically change. You thought no one noticed your complete exhaustion. You thought you had to wear that mask forever, smiling for others, while your heart was breaking in places nobody could ever see. But you are not invisible to me. I have counted every single tear that stained your pillow. I have heard the silent screams you kept trapped inside your throat. You are the generational curse breaker of your family. And that is exactly why the spiritual enemy has targeted your mind and your body so viciously. Your financial struggle is not because you are lazy or lacking talent. It is because the darkness is absolutely terrified of the wealth and influence you are destined to control. They want you to quit right before the finish line. Do not let them win. You are the 7th and final person heaven needed to reach today. 6 others have already received this assignment, and they are stepping into their overflow. Now it is your turn. The silence you experienced from me over the last few months was not a punishment. It was the sound of me building an impenetrable fortress around your future. You asked me for a sign just a few days ago. You looked up and whispered that you could not take another step if things did not change. This is your sign. This is the direct answer to the prayer you thought hit the ceiling and bounced back down. I am stepping into your earthly situation right now to rearrange the pieces they scattered. Pay attention to your body as you read these words. You might feel a strange warmth in your chest or a sudden lightness in your shoulders. That is your spirit recognizing the absolute truth of this transmission. The chains of self-condemnation and guilt are breaking off your mind at this very second. You are no longer bound by the failures of your past. You have watched everyone else around you get blessed. You celebrated their victories while secretly wondering when it would finally be your turn. It felt like you were running underwater while everyone else was sprinting on dry land. Every step required twice the energy and yielded half the results. That was not an accident. That was a calculated spiritual attack designed to break your spirit completely. But the enemy made a fatal miscalculation. They thought the pressure would crush you into dust. Instead, it compressed you into a brilliant diamond. You are a mighty warrior who refused to lay down your sword even when your hands were bleeding. And because you stood firm in the darkest valleys, heaven is about to reward you in the bright light of day. Listen to my voice and let your heavy shoulders drop, because you do not have to pretend to be strong anymore. I know about the panic that grips your chest at 3 a.m. You wake up in the dark and stare at the ceiling. The silence of the entire house feels so incredibly heavy, and while you lie there completely still, your mind starts racing with 100 different worries about money and your future. You calculate the past due bills over and over again. You try your best to find a way to make the numbers work, but the painful math never seems to add up in your favor. I see the quiet tears that fall sideways across your tired face and soak deeply into your pillow every single night. You cry quietly because you do not want to wake anyone else up. You carry the heavy burdens of your entire family on your back. You are always the strong one that everyone else leans on for support. When they need urgent help, you are always the very first to show up. But when you are the one drowning in debt, the room suddenly becomes very empty. You look around your broken life and realize there is no one left to catch you when you finally fall. It feels like you are entirely alone in this massive and cold universe. But I am sitting right next to you on that bed. I have been sitting right beside you through every single one of those long nights. I carefully collect every tear you shed as if it were a precious jewel. Your silent pain is deeply felt in the highest heavenly realms. I know you have been asking why this terrible season is happening to you. You constantly wonder if you did something horrible in your past to deserve this endless cycle of pain and struggle. Hear my words very clearly in your spirit right now. This is the divine truth you desperately need to understand today. Your current pain is not a punishment for your past mistakes. You have blamed yourself for the delays and the frustrating closed doors. But you must stop punishing yourself for things that were entirely out of your control, because the heavy resistance you feel is actually a sign of your massive spiritual importance. The spiritual enemy does not waste time attacking empty vessels. Thieves do not break into houses that have absolutely nothing valuable inside. You are under intense spiritual warfare because you carry a massive generational blessing. The darkness recognizes the pure and powerful light shining inside of your soul, and they are doing everything possible to extinguish that fire before you realize your own power, because they want you to stay small and defeated forever. You thought I was ignoring your desperate prayers because my answers were delayed. You felt completely abandoned when the high heavens seemed quiet and unresponsive. But my recent silence was never a harsh denial of your daily requests. My prolonged silence was simply the sound of me building your protective fortress. I had to keep you hidden safely in the shadows for a little while because I was protecting you from dangerous things you could not see. If I had given you the blessing when you first asked, the weight of it would have crushed you completely. You were not spiritually ready to carry the heavy weight of that kind of prosperity. The toxic people in your inner circle would have drained every single drop of it. I had to let certain selfish people walk completely away from your daily life. Their sudden departure was a painful but absolutely necessary spiritual surgery for your future. You must stop looking back at the heavy doors that slammed shut in your face. Do not mourn the fleeting opportunities that slipped right through your tired fingers. Those were clever counterfeit blessings designed by the enemy to keep you trapped in a miserable cycle of constant mediocrity. I closed those small doors because I am preparing to open a massive golden gate. You are a highly chosen vessel of honor and grace. The lonely wilderness season you just walked through was your ultimate training ground. I was carefully refining your inner character and testing your emotional resilience. You had to learn how to fight the invisible battles before you could ever be trusted to handle the visible victories. And you passed this difficult test with absolute flying colors. Even when you had completely nothing left in your empty hands, you bravely refused to ever curse my holy name. Because you stood firm, the entire narrative of your broken life is shifting today. The spiritual atmosphere around your home is already changing its hidden frequency. The heavy chains of poverty and struggle are finally rusting and breaking apart. Right now, you are rapidly transitioning from a dark season of bitter weeping into a bright season of massive reaping. The fragile seeds you planted in your tears are about to bloom in the sunlight. Listen to me carefully, because I need you to stay completely focused on my calming voice for these next few precious minutes. The spiritual enemy knows you are listening to this exact transmission today. He will try to distract your mind before the final heavenly seal is broken. If you believe this is true, type Amen in the comments right now. The deep secret I am going to reveal next perfectly explains the strange signs you have been seeing everywhere lately. You need to understand the absolute truth about your endless struggles. You have spent years blaming the bad economy or your own lack of skills, and you looked in the mirror to cruelly call yourself a complete failure. But your financial drought was never a natural occurrence. It was a highly calculated strike by a vicious spiritual enemy. This hidden enemy has been watching your bloodline for many generations. They saw the exact heavenly blueprint I created for your specific life. They knew you were the one destined to finally break the heavy chains of poverty, because you are the chosen generational curse breaker, and that massive destiny made you a very dangerous threat to the darkness. The sudden car repairs and the unexpected medical bills were not just bad luck. The sudden loss of income was not a simple mistake at your job. These were targeted spiritual arrows aimed directly at your peace of mind. The enemy wanted to keep you so financially drained that you would entirely give up on your grand purpose, and they wanted you completely paralyzed by deep fear. Think about the toxic people who betrayed your trust when you needed them most. You gave them your pure heart, and they walked away without a second thought. That betrayal was heavily orchestrated by the spiritual enemy to destroy your confidence. They desperately wanted to isolate you in a dark corner of depression while you felt completely worthless and alone. But you must look at this intense warfare from a heavenly perspective today. An army does not send its strongest soldiers to attack a completely empty fortress. The sheer intensity of your current struggle proves the massive value of your soul. The darkness only attacks the ones who carry the brightest light, which makes your painful trials the ultimate proof of your royal identity. Listen to me carefully. Do not let your mind wander right now. I need you to grasp the sheer magnitude of what is happening around you. The enemy tried to blind you with a heavy fog of mental exhaustion and constant doubt. They whispered vicious lies into your ears while you tried to sleep, telling you that your best days were already gone and you would die completely broke. But those were desperate lies spoken by a deeply terrified enemy. They saw the massive financial harvest I was preparing for your future. They knew that if you ever realized your true power, you would be absolutely unstoppable, and you would not just heal yourself, but you would fund the freedom of thousands of other people. You are a dangerous weapon of divine grace. This is why every single step forward felt like dragging heavy iron weights. The spiritual resistance was pushing against you to slow your massive momentum. But what the enemy meant for evil, I was actively using for your ultimate good. Every single attack was secretly building your spiritual muscles and sharpening your profound wisdom, because you were being carefully forged in a very hot fire. You are no longer a fragile victim of random earthly circumstances. You are a highly tested survivor who carries the undeniable marks of a champion. The spiritual enemy has completely exhausted their limited arsenal against your life. They threw their heaviest weapons at your mind and your finances, but you are still standing. You refuse to bow down to their terrible fear. Because you survived the long wilderness, a massive shift is occurring today. The legal right the darkness had to operate against your finances has officially expired. The high courts of heaven have issued a direct restraining order against your invisible attackers, and they are no longer allowed to touch your money or your peace of mind. The barrier has been firmly established. You will notice the heavy brain fog starting to lift over the next few days. The constant feeling of dread in the pit of your stomach will simply evaporate. This is the direct result of angels taking up their defensive positions around your home. The enemy is now being forced to watch you receive the exact blessings they tried to steal, and your glorious vindication is truly at hand. Do not look back at the years the locusts have eaten away from your youth. I am going to restore every single stolen dollar and every lost opportunity. But you must stay fiercely aligned with my voice as we enter this crucial transition phase. Do not let sudden doubts pull you back into the old familiar darkness, because you are stepping onto entirely new and sacred ground. The spiritual enemy is currently packing up their weapons in total defeat. They know their time of tormenting your precious mind is completely over. I am about to elevate you to a position that will make them deeply regret ever touching your life. Your massive success will be a loud and permanent mockery of their failed plans. So prepare your completely open heart for a sudden and glorious elevation. I want you to open your spiritual eyes for a moment. Look closely at what is happening in the heavenly realm right now. The heavy clouds of your long struggle are finally parting. Heaven is no longer sitting still while you fight alone in the dark, and a massive deployment of warrior angels has just been authorized by my throne. These are not ordinary messengers. They are powerful guardian angels carrying specific blueprints for your financial restoration. Even as you read these words today, they are rushing toward your exact earthly location. They carry the golden keys to doors that have been stubbornly locked for your entire life. Your waiting season is over. Take a deep breath and notice the air in your room. The heavy spiritual pressure that used to crush your chest is lifting. The atmosphere around you is shifting into a frequency of absolute divine alignment. You can feel a warm and comforting peace settling over your tired mind because the dark shadows are running away from the light. For 3 generations, a heavy curse of poverty has gripped your family tree. Your parents struggled endlessly to make ends meet. You watched them work themselves into the ground for nothing. And the enemy planned for you to repeat that exact same cycle of debt. But that ancient curse is violently shattering into a million pieces today. Just like the young shepherd boy who faced a giant, you were totally underestimated. Your family and friends looked past you because you seemed too quiet. They did not see the royal oil I had secretly poured over your head in the wilderness. But you are the chosen vessel of honor that I will use to feed your entire family. Stay with me, beloved. The revelation I am about to give you will make everything make perfect sense. The pain of your past was simply the required training for the massive influence of your bright future. Do not let your mind wander to worldly chores right now. The Heavenly Council is meeting to discuss the exact amount of your provision. Press the like button on this message right now. This is not just a simple click on a digital screen. This is a prophetic act, telling heaven you are fully ready to receive your massive inheritance. By taking this physical action, you are legally signing the spiritual contract I have placed before you, and your faith is activating the angels. Right now, one powerful angel is specifically assigned to your bank accounts. They are actively removing the hidden blockages that kept your money stagnant for so many years. Another angel is walking into the offices of people who have the power to elevate your career today. They are placing your name heavily on the minds of decision makers. You used to cry when those promotions and grand opportunities were given to other people. You felt completely invisible and completely forgotten by the greedy world. But I was intentionally holding you back from small tables so I could prepare a massive feast for you. You are about to sit at a table where your enemies will watch your rise. Can you hear the loud sound of heavy iron breaking? That is the glorious sound of generational debt falling off your tired shoulders forever. The invisible chains that kept you tied to the deep trauma of your past are officially gone. You are stepping into a beautiful season of unmerited favor, and people will be absolutely shocked by your rise. When the first financial miracle hits your bank account, you might feel afraid. You might think it is a mistake, or that the good money will vanish quickly. Do not let that old poverty mindset rob you of your divine joy. The rich provision I am sending you is permanent, and it will multiply quickly without any sorrow attached to it. You are my precious child. You are the great history maker that your ancestors prayed for in their darkest hours. Everything they suffered was leading up to this exact moment in your beautiful life. I am combining all of their unanswered prayers and pouring the massive reward directly into your open lap. You will experience the interest of heaven. The spiritual atmosphere in your home will never be the same again. The heavy spirit of depression and lack has been permanently evicted from your property. Welcome the bright light of abundance into your living room tonight. The mighty angels of heaven have successfully secured the perimeter around your destiny, and you are completely safe now. Keep your tired heart open. The signs I am sending will be impossible to ignore over the next few days. You will find money in places you completely forgot about. You will receive sudden calls with great news that makes you drop to your knees in pure gratitude. The sad days of begging for dry crumbs are entirely over. You own the bakery now. Prepare yourself for the sudden transition. Your mind must be ready to manage the wealth of a royal kingdom. I am upgrading your mental capacity to handle the massive overflow without any trace of fear. Do not shrink back when the big doors open wide for you, but walk through them with the bold confidence of a true heir to the eternal throne. Look closely at the spiritual horizon today. The first 2 ancient seals over your life have already been completely shattered. But the greatest treasure remains hidden behind the third door, because heaven always saves the most profound miracles for the very end of your difficult journey. This is the final seal of your complete restoration. You can feel the heavy anticipation building in your chest right now. The holy atmosphere is thick with divine electricity. Listen to me carefully, and do not let your mind wander. The enemy is desperately trying to distract you right now. They know exactly what is hidden behind this final barrier. It is the ultimate vindication you have been crying out for. If you stay focused for just a little bit longer, you will witness the total collapse of their wicked plans. They cannot hide from the blinding light of my absolute justice. Think about the people who smiled in your face while plotting your massive downfall. They laughed when your pockets were empty and your heart was broken. They truly believed your beautiful story was completely over. But they celebrated your bitter defeat entirely too early, because the high courts of heaven have been reviewing your case in absolute silence, and the righteous judge has finally spoken today. A massive divine ruling has just come down from the eternal throne. Every single legal right the darkness held over your finances has been permanently revoked. The spiritual enemy is absolutely terrified because they can hear the loud footsteps of your approaching glory. They cannot stop the massive tidal wave of pure favor that is rushing toward your home today. Your victory is fully guaranteed. I am not just going to bless you in secret. I am preparing a massive table of abundance for you in the exact presence of your enemies. Those who whispered malicious lies behind your back will be forced to watch your miraculous rise. They will have to stand by and witness me elevating you to a high position they desperately tried to keep you out of. They will see my radiant glory resting upon your life. Your glorious vindication is finally here. You will not have to say a single word to defend your own honor. Your massive and sudden success will be the only loud statement you ever need to make. The people who rejected your pure heart will suddenly need your urgent help. The very institutions that coldly denied your applications will be calling to offer you unprecedented financial favors. Do you remember the bitter taste of public humiliation? Do you remember how it felt to be overlooked while less talented people were heavily rewarded? I saw how you swallowed your deep pride and continued to walk in quiet integrity. Because you refused to seek your own petty revenge, heaven is now stepping in to permanently balance the scales on your behalf. You will be fully compensated. Stay with me, beloved. Do not look away from this message, because the spiritual gravity in your room is pulling the final miracle into place. The third seal is glowing with a blinding golden light right now. Mighty angels have gathered completely around your specific file in the heavenly archives. They are placing their strong hands on the ancient lock. The grand reveal is literally moments away. The divine countdown has officially started in the spiritual realm. Every second that ticks by brings you much closer to the explosive release of your generational wealth. The invisible chains that bound your ancestors are rattling violently because they know they are about to break. You are standing on the very edge of a massive historical shift for your entire family bloodline. When this final seal cracks open, it will unleash a specific financial frequency that you have never experienced before. Money will stop running away from you and start hunting you down. Opportunities will chase you into your own home. The exhausting days of knocking on locked doors are completely over, because the heavy doors will literally swing open before you even arrive at the steps. You are the chosen royalty of your family tree. I allowed you to experience the deep pain of the peasant so you would know exactly how to rule as a wise king. The heavy crown of wealth and influence is being carefully lowered onto your head today. You must stand tall and accept your royal identity without any trace of false humility. You were born for this exact massive elevation. The darkness is currently shielding its eyes from the bright light of your approaching dawn. The spiritual enemy is totally paralyzed by the sheer magnitude of your incoming blessings. They thought they had buried you deep in the cold dirt, but they did not realize you were a powerful spiritual seed containing the mighty forest of your future legacy. Your roots have grown incredibly deep. Get ready for the loud sound of the heavenly breakthrough. The final seal is actively cracking under the immense pressure of my divine grace. The glorious light is spilling out and filling every dark corner of your earthly life. Do not move from this sacred spot. The specific details of your massive 72-hour miracle are about to be completely revealed to your open spirit. The third and final seal is officially broken right now. The explosive power of heaven is flooding your room. You can feel the massive shift in the atmosphere. And because you stayed faithful through the darkest nights, I am unleashing the greatest financial miracle your family bloodline has ever seen. The heavy chains are completely gone. The long wait is finally over. Listen to my prophetic declaration over your life. I am decreeing a supernatural reversal over your bank account today. The season of living paycheck to paycheck is completely dead. Within the next 72 hours, a massive financial surprise will manifest directly into your physical hands. It is not a random coincidence. It is strategic, divine provision. Heaven has formally intervened. Watch very closely for a number containing the digits 7 or 11. When you see those specific numbers, know that my angels are delivering your massive breakthrough. A sudden phone call or an unexpected email will bring news of a financial release that you completely forgot about. The money is coming to clear your heavy debts. You will finally breathe again. The courtroom of heaven has firmly ruled in your favor today. Those who whispered behind your back are about to witness my absolute glory resting upon your life. I am preparing a beautiful table of abundance for you, right in the exact presence of your bitter enemies. They will be forced to watch your miraculous rise. They cannot stop this blessing. Their jealousy is absolutely powerless. The divine reversal of your earthly status begins right now. You are moving from the back of the line to the very front. You will no longer beg for dry scraps. The people who coldly rejected your applications and ignored your desperate cries for help will suddenly come looking for your valuable wisdom. They will urgently seek your divine favor. You are the lender now. You are the respected leader. This new wealth is not just for your own personal comfort. I am making you a powerful distribution center for my heavenly kingdom. You will fund massive dreams. You will have enough money to take care of your tired parents and provide a beautiful future for your precious children. You will sleep deeply without any stressful worries. The generational curse is totally shattered. Look at your hands right now. The power to create massive wealth has just been fully activated inside of your spirit. The deep confusion is completely lifting. You are stepping into a rare frequency of absolute divine alignment, where massive opportunities will simply chase you down inside your own home. You are a mighty magnet. Incredible blessings are fiercely hunting you. Every single tear you cried is turning into a massive harvest. I am restoring the lost years that the spiritual enemy stole from your precious youth. You will laugh again. The heavy trauma of poverty is being washed out of your mind and replaced with the bold confidence of a true heir to the throne. You are rich in spirit. You are truly rich materially. Remember the strict timeline I just gave you. 72 hours from this exact moment, your physical reality will completely change. Do not doubt this massive promise. Your powerful guardian angels have already secured the massive financial transfer, and they are simply waiting for the perfect moment to drop it into your bank account. Keep your eyes wide open. Keep your pure faith strong. The spiritual enemies are scattering in total defeat today. They are running away from the blinding light of your new massive destiny. Your royal crown is secured. You survived the hardest battles of your entire life, and now you get to enjoy the most beautiful and peaceful spoils of this massive spiritual war. The absolute victory is completely yours. Heaven is loudly celebrating you. I am breathing new life into your dead dreams right now. The brilliant business ideas you abandoned because of deep fear are going to suddenly flourish. You will succeed greatly. People will look at your sudden rise and they will ask how you managed to achieve such incredible wealth in such a short amount of time. You will smile and point up to the sky. You are my living testimony. Every artificial limit that harsh society placed on your life is completely destroyed. You are breaking through the heavy glass ceiling that kept your family trapped. The wicked spirit of lack and limitation has been permanently evicted from your bloodline, and it will never be allowed to touch your precious children ever again. You are writing a new history. You are the pioneer. Can you feel the intense heat of my presence right now? That is the divine fire burning away the last remaining traces of your old, painful life. You are being entirely reborn into a state of massive financial abundance, where your only struggle will be deciding how to distribute your massive overflow of wealth. This is your brand new reality. Embrace it with total joy and absolute peace. The massive reversal is officially in motion today. The powerful wheels of heavenly justice are turning rapidly in your specific direction. Nobody can stop this divine momentum. When the 72 hours have fully passed, you will look back at this exact message and realize it was the precise turning point of your entire life. The heavy storm is over. The golden sun is shining brilliantly. But you must listen to me very carefully right now. The spiritual enemy heard every single word I just prophesied over your life, and they are absolutely panicking in the dark. They know the third seal is broken. They know your massive financial blessing is already in transit. Because they cannot stop heaven, they will try to stop you. In the next 24 hours, the enemy is going to launch a desperate counterattack. They will try to hit you with a sudden wave of extreme mental exhaustion. You might wake up feeling a heavy fog of doubt trying to cloud your mind. They want to make you believe this message was just a fake coincidence. But you must fiercely resist their desperate lies. They might even send a toxic person from your past to contact you. Someone who always drained your precious energy will suddenly text or call you. They are doing this to pull you back into the old cycle of misery. You must completely ignore their desperate attempts, because you have to fiercely protect the sacred boundary of your new life. Once this massive blessing is released, you must stand guard over it. The enemy relies on your hesitation to steal what rightfully belongs to you. If you entertain their toxic doubts, you give them legal permission to delay your miracle again. I need you to be incredibly strong today. You must shut the heavy door on your past and lock it completely forever, because your future requires your total focus. I have fought the brutal, invisible battles for your soul. I have cleared the difficult path so you can finally walk in peace. But you must remember that faith without physical action is completely dead. You cannot receive a supernatural harvest if you refuse to plant a physical seed today, and heaven requires a clear demonstration of your deep belief before the angels move forward. Heaven is eagerly waiting for your final answer today. But you must understand that the window of grace is quickly closing. You only have 24 hours to activate this specific blessing before the angels move on to someone else. Do not let foolish hesitation steal what I have prepared for you. I need you to take a bold step of obedience right now. The massive financial reversal you have cried for is literally seconds away from manifesting. I am fully ready to unlock the golden vaults of heaven over your family line. The heavy debts will be permanently canceled. But you must show me you are totally ready to receive the massive overflow. Let your physical action right now be the absolute signature on our heavenly contract, because I will not force this blessing upon you. I am asking you to enter into a sacred spiritual covenant with me today. This is not a simple game or a meaningless digital trend. This is a profound prophetic act that binds your earthly reality to my heavenly promises. When you obey my small instructions, you give my angels the ultimate green light to deliver your 72-hour miracle without any further delay. Do you truly want to leave the painful wilderness behind forever? Do you want your precious children to inherit massive wealth instead of heavy generational trauma? Then you must act boldly while the spiritual portal is completely open. Do not let the enemy convince you to simply scroll away, because your massive destiny is hanging in the delicate balance right now. I need you to prepare your mind for the final holy instruction. This is the exact moment where your faith is tested in the fire. The enemy is screaming at you to ignore this mandate, but I am whispering absolute peace directly into your quiet spirit. You have to make a vital choice between the loud voice of fear and the quiet voice of absolute divine truth today. You have begged for a massive breakthrough for so many years. Now the breakthrough is standing right in front of your face. Do not shrink back into the cold shadows of worldly comfort. Reach out your physical hands and claim the royal inheritance that I am freely offering you. The time for quiet weeping is completely over, because the glorious time for massive reaping is finally here. I have given you the exact blueprint for your total restoration. I have exposed the wicked plans of the spiritual enemy, so you will not be blind. You are fully equipped to win this final battle. The heavy atmosphere of crushing poverty has been entirely destroyed, but the final key to opening the golden vault is placed firmly inside of your own hands, and you must boldly turn that key today. You are my glorious warrior, and you are my chosen vessel of honor. I trust you to handle this massive blessing with deep wisdom and grace. Do not disappoint the heavenly council that voted so heavily in your absolute favor, because they have watched you struggle and they want to see you win. Step up to the sacred altar of your brand new destiny. Prepare your heart to seal this holy covenant and permanently secure your massive wealth. Now, bow your head and let me seal this profound word over your open spirit. Lay down your heavy weapons, my weary warrior. You do not need to fight this particular battle anymore. The legal right the darkness had over your tired bloodline has been completely revoked, because I have personally stepped in to fight for your complete freedom today. Breathe in my heavenly peace right now. Let the deep anxiety wash out of your chest. You are completely safe tonight. You are hidden securely under my protective wings. Your financial future is far more radiant than your human mind can currently comprehend. The painful storms that battered your fragile house are finally fading away into the distant horizon. I am smoothing out the rough and jagged edges of your difficult path, and I am making sure your next steps are planted on perfectly solid ground. But before you close your eyes tonight, we must legally seal this spiritual covenant. I am not sending you into this massive new season empty-handed. I have prepared the ultimate financial harvest for your entire family. But you must activate it with a bold step of pure faith. The spiritual enemy is desperately hoping you will just close this video, because they know your obedience will destroy their final trap. They want you to forget everything I just promised you. Do not give the darkness that bitter satisfaction today. I require a prophetic act of obedience from you right now. Heaven is not just hoping you will respond to this urgent call. Heaven is expecting you to respond. Your physical action is the permanent ink that signs this holy and divine contract, so you must not walk away in silence. Release your seed of faith through the super thanks button below right now. Sow a financial seed today, and you will reap a massive financial harvest tomorrow. This is how you tell the universe that you are fully ready for the massive overflow. When you give from your current lack, I will pour out my limitless abundance directly into your open lap. You are making a physical trade for a massive spiritual reward. If you truly cannot sow a financial seed today, then you must share this exact message with 3 people. Send it to 3 souls who desperately need a sudden miracle in their lives. Do this before the sun sets today. By sharing this bright light, you become a powerful magnet for my continuous blessings. You are literally spreading my holy fire to the dark world, and the darkness cannot stop it. Type the number 777 in the comments right now to formally claim this breakthrough. Leave your exact name in the comments so my guardian angels know exactly who to minister to tonight. Do not scroll past without leaving your sacred mark. This simple comment is your legal receipt in the high courts of heaven. Your glorious victory is permanently locked in place forever. Within the next 72 hours, you will see the undeniable physical evidence of this covenant. The financial surprise I promised is already navigating through the earthly realm to find your exact address. You will wake up with a strange and beautiful joy that you have not felt since you were a little child. The heavy burdens are permanently lifted. You will finally breathe the fresh air of total freedom. You will no longer weep in secret when the house is totally quiet. You will be the living testimony that breaks the heavy chains over your entire bloodline forever. People will look at your sudden rise, and they will know that my powerful hand is resting upon your life. You are transitioning from a dark season of begging into a glorious season of distributing, and your wealth will bless thousands. Rest your tired mind now, my beloved child. The massive war over your finances is officially won. I am standing guard over your home while you finally get some deep and peaceful sleep. No weapon formed against your bank account will ever prosper again. I am blessing your going out and your coming in from this day forward. Your golden era of pure peace officially begins today. Do not forget the sacred promise we made together in this holy moment. Keep your spiritual eyes wide open for the miraculous signs I am sending your way tomorrow. You are my chosen vessel of honor, and you are deeply loved by the entire heavenly council. Walk proudly into your new wealthy reality. The glorious morning has finally arrived for you, and the sun will never set on your blessing. Everything you lost will be restored to you in double portions. I am healing the deep wounds that the fake friends left behind in your pure heart. You will never have to beg for love or money ever again. Step forward with total confidence and absolutely zero fear. I am with you always, even until the very end of the age. Receive my profound blessing right now and be totally free. Take one last deep breath and release all the leftover tension from your tired muscles. The 72-hour countdown is loudly ticking in the spiritual realm right now. Your massive financial breakthrough is completely guaranteed by my eternal word. Go in absolute peace today. Claim your heavenly inheritance right now and never look back at the dark shadows again. You are fully and beautifully restored.